Welcome back to Real Rapport.
I'm Cameron. This is Connor. Let's get real.
Let's talk about Batman.
Okay.
I feel like you're pretty knowledgeable on Batman, right?
I like to think so.
Okay.
I
like in the top maybe 10% of Batman knowledge ability, maybe?
Probably like top 20.
Top 20 of all people?
Of all people.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Of all people that know of Batman?
Maybe.
Maybe not even that.
Okay, so we have 2 Batman movies that are going to be coming out in the next few years, right?
Mm-hmm. Batman and Robin and the Batman part.
The Brave and the Bold.
Right.
Sorry, the Brave and the Bold, and then the Batman part 2. Yeah. So the first question that I have for you is like, you can answer this in regards to these movies specifically, or you can just answer this question in general. Is what do you want from a Batman movie right now?
Right now?
Yeah, like what is something you'd be looking for in a Batman movie?
I think I have kind of 2 answers to that, which maybe is a good thing. There's 2 movies coming out for him. Mm-hmm. One, I want more of the detective side of Batman that we saw in the Batman, the first one. Mm-hmm. And then 2, I think I want to see a Batman that I think this version of Batman can fit into James Gunn's DC universe. Mm-hmm. I want to see a Batman that, while still obviously a terrifying figure, we can see be like friendly enough to interact with a kid. Like what I want from the perfect Batman for me is a Batman that is terrifying for the people he's supposed to be terrifying for. So, any criminal that is thinking about, any person that's thinking about committing a crime, right? He wants to stop crimes before they happen, right? That's part of the persona, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Someone sees the bat signal and goes, oh, I'm not going to do that because he's out, he's lurking. While also, I want the Batman to be able to to be able to comfort a child who just lost their parents or something along those lines. And I think we haven't seen that second aspect in any live action Batman that I can think of. Okay. And granted, there's not a lot of situations where you can have him interact with a child. Like you don't want to force it into a story, but I think you want that like friendliness almost. Sure. I guess. I think I want my Batman to go through both those things.
You're talking about Robin dynamic in a way, or like
in a way, but I don't think you needed Robin to do that. Okay. But I would argue that.
Do you think Robin is a way of doing that? Like that they could do that, show that side of Batman with a Robin story, or a story that has Robin in it?
I think they can. I don't think it's necessary.
Would you want that, or do you maybe don't care? Maybe it's like if they do Robin, they do it.
I'd like to see a Robin. I'd like to see a Robin after the Batman and Robin movie. You know what I mean? After that fiasco of a film, I'd like to see a different, better.
Oh, I see. The old Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Sorry, not Brave and the Bold. Okay. But I honestly think that having a Robin can make him more like palatable for an average citizen he runs into, having a child in bright colors next to him. But I also don't think that like calm and comforting version of Batman is necessarily the version of Batman I see interacting with Robins. I see a much stricter and like a firm Batman interacting with Robins, not a calm and comforting one.
But what you want to see is the calm and comforting side of Batman. And you don't know not that you don't know, you don't feel that Robin is like maybe the most like apt scenario for that. But you want to see Robin, and you also want to see a comforting Batman, but you don't know if you necessarily think that those 2 things go together. Maybe slightly overlapping, but it's not like.
I think it depends. I think one of the points in time where we see Bruce Wayne changed the most from when he decides to take up the Batman mantle, just going forward. Like at that point, he's a very dark place in his life, right? He has been since his parents died. Spoiler warning for anyone who doesn't know that. I think one of the biggest changes we see is when he does take in a Robin. Sure. But he doesn't take in kids and be like, you're going to be a Robin. He takes them in because he thinks that they're going to go down a darker path without him. Like Dick Grayson, the first Robin. Yeah. It's pretty commonly agreed on that he would have killed the person who killed his parents, who was responsible for his parents' death, if Bruce Wayne didn't step in.
Gotcha.
But anyway, with the biggest change, one of the biggest changes is that he grows softer because he has these kids in his life.
Right. Okay.
But I think it depends on the Robin.
Hmm.
And so maybe the reason I was like, that they don't go together is because I'm pretty sure the Brave and the Bold movie is supposed to be Damian Wayne, which he's very harsh and strict with.
Okay. Is he related to him? Does he have his last name because he's biologically related to him?
He's the only Robin who's biologically related to him. He's his son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who his mother? Is that a secret for the story, or?
I feel like I kind of don't want you to know if you don't know already.
Okay, that's fine.
Not that I think it's like, oh, crazy surprising, but I think it's a cool little thing.
Okay. So it's kind of, I guess,
I can tell you if you want.
Diverging from the topic a little bit. Actually, I guess I have 2 follow-up questions. Number one, because I know there's a lot of Robins. Is Batman typically pretty resistant to Robins wanting to join him in crime fighting? Or is it like, or does it vary? Do Robins normally try and pursue like, hey, let me join you? Or is it kind of just like something that's, that just happens rather than someone trying to force it to happen? And then my other question, which if you have enough brain capacity for 2 questions.
Yeah. This is why I need a notepad.
Yeah, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I'm just saying, if you could just give a little bit of context as to like who is Damian Wayne, like for someone who isn't familiar, like in going into the Brave and the Bold, like what can we be expecting, I guess.
Okay.
From that?
Well, I think to answer your first question, okay, before I even answer that, I want to go back to your very first question about what I want from Batman.
Okay.
I think I want that duality of Batman, and it's very hard to do, but I want that Batman who has the like, not dual personality, that sounds wrong, but who plays both sides to do detective work.
Okay.
But that's very hard to do. That's why Detective Comics and Batman are different books.
Sure.
Batman typically gives you the like vengeance with the also being able to interact with kids, versus Detective Comics shows you that he earns the name detective. So I think that we'll probably end up with 2 different Batman that encapsulate those 2 different things I want in the Batman and Brave and the Bold.
Okay. Yeah.
I just wanted to finish that thought. Anyway, as far as like how Robins come about being Robins is basically what you're asking.
Yeah. Or I guess like is Batman typically like pretty willing for that to happen, and are the kids like typically like eager for that, or they're reluctant?
Understood. 1, it varies because there's been so many Robins, and 2, it varies because we've written these stories so many times.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, I think I'll just go through the main 4 Robins, which is Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Damian Wayne, right? There have been a bunch of other people who've been Robins, so many other people, but those are just like the main 4. Dick Grayson, first Robin. Batman is hesitant to bring him into that crime fighting world. He even goes a while not even telling him he's Batman.
Okay.
Once Dick Grayson finds out that Bruce Wayne is Batman, he was ecstatic. He's Batman. He's like this legendary figure. It's cool. And because Dick Grayson kind of is seeking that vengeance for his parents, it just happens. Like, it's not that Bruce Wayne thinks, I need a sidekick, or Dick Grayson goes, I need to fight with Batman. It kind of just happens.
Okay.
Jason Todd is different because his first interaction with Batman is actually stealing the cars off the Batmobile. So he's like a hoodlum, I guess. That feels like a really insulting term.
A hood?
A hoodlum? Oh. He's like a kid who's been struggling on the streets. He's got a ton of familial issues. But when they first meet, Bruce Wayne has parted ways with Dick Grayson in not a healthy way.
Okay.
So he's kind of got a void in his life. And so in a unhealthy choice, he brings Jason in to kind of fill that hole while also getting Jason out of the situation he's in.
Sure.
And he eventually decides to let Jason be Robin because he wants that companionship, because Bruce wants that companionship, and because it's an outlet for Jason. So that's another one that Bruce is super hesitant about. Jason isn't asking for it because it's not something he like needs. He thinks he needs, but Bruce looks at it and goes, "Yeah, this can help this boy. This outlet for his anger, basically, is what it is. Tim Drake is probably the Robin that seeks out being Robin the most. Typically his story is he discovers the identity of Batman and the first Robin, and therefore Nightwing. He discovers Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne are vigilantes. And he comes to Bruce Wayne with a proposal after the death of Jason Todd, and he says that Batman needs a Robin. And he says, I'll be your Robin.
Okay.
So to my knowledge, Tim Drake is the only one who seeks Bruce Wayne out, being like, I need to be a Robin, or you need a Robin, which I think the need of a Robin is an interesting conversation. It's not really what we're talking about right now. And Bruce accepts it because Tim Drake is a genius and talks his way into it, and he's also in a very dark place, which pattern for Batman. As for Damian Wayne, his story is one that gets changed a lot for his introduction in Batman's life. But I think the most generally well agreed upon is that he gets introduced to Bruce Wayne when he's 11. So Batman doesn't know him for his first 10 years of life, I think. Is the right number. No, maybe he meets him when he's 10. I think he meets him when he's 10.
Big difference. No.
I don't know. He meets him when he's 10, and it's kind of just meant to be Damian Wayne learning from Bruce, not necessarily to become Robin, but learning about him for a different situation he's already in, for a different mantle he's already supposed to accept. Because
you mean as Bruce Wayne's son?
No.
Oh, you're something like, I don't know.
Yeah, which I think kind of falls into your second question. I can talk about that a little bit. Okay. But I also I don't know how much backstory they'll give us in Brave and the Bold, and I really want you to experience that if that's what's going to happen. But I can be light on it.
Maybe what should we be expecting as far as the type of movie, the relationship, and what are you kind of thinking is going to go down there?
Got you. Okay. To finish off what I'm saying, Damian doesn't seek out the Robin mantle initially, but eventually learns that him becoming Robin is a balance for what he wants and for what Bruce wants. Bruce wants to be able to keep an eye on it because he doesn't trust him initially, and he knows that Damian's going to go out on his own anyway. So it makes sense to give him Robin. He has a title leash on him, stuff like that. And for Damian, you can look at it a couple of ways. And one of the ways is it's a way for him to actually interact with his father, which isn't necessarily something he's seeking out all the time. It's kind of a selfish little brat sometimes. But the other thing is it's a way to watch his father in action, which is important for the real reason he's meeting his father. And as for what we expect from Damian, what we expect from his relationship with Bruce is kind of what you're wondering?
Yeah.
I mean,
or what if you're telling somebody hey, if someone says hey, the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, or the Brave and the Bold movie, it's going to be about Batman and the Bat family, Damian Wayne. What are your thoughts? What you're oh, I hope I see this, or what am I, without maybe spoiling stuff, but what are you kind of looking, or what would you tell to someone oh, maybe this, I heard this, I heard Batman, Brave and the Bold, his son, maybe Damian Wayne. And then what would you say to them to be oh, okay, this is why I think you should see it, or,
Got you. I think that this is the most, obviously, just by timeline order, this is the most developed Batman we've seen with a Robin. So in theory, if in this world he's gone through 3 Robins already, he's already he thinks he knows how to deal with it.
How old are you expecting Batman to be in this movie?
That's a thought I've had a lot. And
40, 50?
I don't think they can make him any older than 40 and still make me believe he does everything he does.
Sure.
Unless they make it a point in the movie that he's getting old. That's why comics are weird, right? He's been Batman for how long? He's been whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of expect him to be 30 to 35.
Okay.
And my reasoning being, he meets Dick Grayson when Dick Grayson is 12, I think, and he's only 19.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know they were that close in age. Yeah.
They're really close, which is why it's like so weird. And those numbers might be wrong, but that's just what my memory is saying. And so if you just go by like 5 years per Robin, you know, you get him at that age, kind of.
Yeah.
What I expect is, I guess what I would say to someone is that I think Damian is one of the more complex Robins in his relationship with Batman, and that can make for a lot of different ways to tell that story, versus just Bruce Wayne adopting a kid kind of thing. Generally, he's his father's son. He's an angsty, angry kid. He grew up in a very, very harsh world, I guess is how I'll phrase that. With basically zero interaction with anyone else his own age. And so his way he's not good at communicating with others, which I think makes it very fun to read, and hopefully will be fun to watch him interact with Batman and Alfred. I think the most important thing is that to expect from him is that he's not gonna be a Robin that's like balancing out Batman by being like funny and jovial. He's going to match that energy, if not be above Batman at times. I think that's the most important thing.
How old do you think he's going to be? Like 11, or a little older than that, maybe?
I'm not super familiar with the Brave and the Bold story.
Sure.
So I don't actually know. But that boy's been 14 for a long time in the books.
Okay.
So I don't expect him to be older than that.
I guess this is based on a guy named Grant Morrison's comic run from between 2006 and 2013. Are you familiar with that?
I haven't read it. I have read Grant Morrison stuff. He did a Flash run, which I thought was really good. Okay. That was fantastic.
Gotcha.
So I'm not quite familiar with that run of Batman.
Right. Speaking of the Flash, unless you have anything else to say about that.
Not necessarily, no.
That is interesting, though. Speaking of the Flash, the director, or the guy who's supposedly going to direct the movie, is Andy Muschietti.
Okay.
He directed the Flash movie from a couple years ago.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Well, as someone who hasn't seen that movie,
okay.
I think that I've heard a lot of negative things, and I've seen a lot of clips that I don't think I understand. I think visually, I'm not convinced that this is the person to make a Batman movie. But I do think that from what I've seen, which again is not the movie, just clips online, hear people talk about it. He went a generally darker route for a Flash story, which maybe can fit our Batman story.
Yeah, so a couple things that I wanted to input here is that I did watch that movie and I didn't really like it too much, but I also don't think it deserved like the amount of hate that it got. But I guess most of the hate was directed towards the CGI, which was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, the CGI. But again, like the story was like fine. It was like a Flashpoint story.
Would you have seen the animated movie?
No, but I like know the gist of it. It was a little different though. Like, I don't know if you care about like spoilers.
I don't really care, I suppose. I mean, I know that there's no Reverse Flash, except the bad that might be what they call him, but it's
the bad guy
Barry.
Is like Barry, but because he's like reverse time so much, but he can't change things basically.
Interesting.
He keeps going back to try and save like Michael Keaton's Batman, but he always dies in the Zod invasion. Basically, the Supergirl always dies in the Zod invasion, and he keeps trying to save them. He keeps going back trying. I guess ultimately I think he's trying to clear his dad's name, but saving his mom, I think saving his mom has some indirect way of like causing Superman to not exist, but Supergirl to exist instead, and then they can't stop Zod's invasion, and Michael Keaton dies, and and all that
things
stuff.
Just go bad, basically.
Yeah, and then he eventually like confronts himself, which is like the Reverse Flash, and I think he has to be like, no, your mom has to die. Mom has to die, and he has to fight himself, basically.
Which is crazy.
And then, which it's like good conceptually. I think it's just a lot of small things here and there. I guess didn't feel like totally like on tone, I guess, if that makes sense. I also think that Ezra Miller makes it tough too, because he was such a controversial like figure, and he's not like my favorite actor personally.
That's fair. Yeah.
I thought he did a good job in the Justice League though, but
yeah.
And then eventually at the end of the film, he fixes it, but then he goes back to the present, and then all of a sudden George Clooney is Batman instead of Ben Affleck for some reason.
Oh.
And then...
So even though he put things back the way they were?
Yeah, the timeline is still like reset. I don't know, they were trying to do something with the DCU at that point to like reset the timeline, I think. It's like a fine movie. I don't think the problem is with the directing. It's more so just with like the Warner Brothers being like a terrible studio.
yeah. Well, we got it under new people now, so. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, well, we'll see what happens with Warner Brothers.
yeah, that's true. There's a lot going on.
But I guess I'm on a tangent now. But I just rewatched a bunch of the DCU stuff, like through Justice League.
Yeah.
With my fiance, and like the most of the DCU, anything that had Superman in it, really.
Okay.
Pretty much, because
so Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the guys that I like care the most, because he's the one I care most about, I guess. And I don't really like care to. She didn't really care to watch Aquaman or Wonder Woman. I mean, she's seen Wonder Woman before, but she hadn't seen like Man of Steel or those other movies.
Okay.
So we watched those, and I showed her Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman, which I hadn't seen before.
I haven't seen that yet.
I don't really know like how different it actually is from the theatrical cut. I know it is different to some degree. And then we watched the Snyder cut of Justice League rather than the theatrical cut, which again, I've seen the theatrical cut like once in theaters, and then I saw the Snyder cut once when it came out like in 2021 or something. Yeah. And then I just watched it again here, and it's a long movie. It's like, okay. I mean, Steppenwolf isn't my favorite villain, but you know, it's okay. And I feel like I'm always left wanting like more Superman, I guess. Like I really like Man of Steel, and I feel like Batman versus Superman, it's like you kind of get some Superman stuff. It's like kind of satisfying, but it always feels like we're like on the surface with like both Batman and Superman, but because we're trying to balance both of them, we never really like dive deeper.
Yeah.
You know?
You mean into like into them together?
Yeah, or into their like individual characters. Like I always want a little bit more time with each of them.
That's fair. We also spent a lot of time with Lex in that movie, to my memory. Yeah. Which is interesting.
I think maybe it's because we're trying to like do their own like whole like character stories in the movie, that they're all supposed to fight each other and stuff. And it's like, at least with Civil War, Iron Man already had a trilogy of movies, and Cap already had 2 movies to himself. So it's like we're really familiar with these guys. And they had Avengers
films together.
Yeah, and we're really familiar with these guys and with their dynamics. So it's like you can give up the plot like the lion's share of attention in the movie, because we already know all these characters. You don't have to do a bunch of character work to get us like on the same page.
Yeah. I mean, at least with Superman, you've had a movie, but this is our introduction to Batman.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help.
Yeah. And then we get into Justice League, which I do like that movie. I think like, you know, again, like the Superman and Batman stuff is probably the most interesting stuff in that movie, but I'm kind of going on a whole tangent. The point is, I watched it with my fiance, and at the end of Justice League Snyder Cut, she was like, okay, what's next? And I said, nothing.
That's it. Yeah.
I said, there's nothing else.
Aquaman too.
Yeah, and she was really mad about that.
Like she
wanted to see what was next, like what came next, you know?
Me too.
And it's like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why, like, would they show that? People liked it. Like, I don't know. They're just scared, and they're like, no, we're just going to reset or something. I mean, you don't know the answer to that, I'm sure. But like, it is frustrating, right?
It does. It is. It kind of sucks. I mean, especially because like, you get your big reveal of Darkseid. Like, we get a look at him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is like our Thanos type figure, I guess.
Yeah.
And then nothing. Like, that sucks, you know?
Yeah.
Especially because it was our introduction to Flash and Cyborg. Mm-hmm. So the first time we saw Aquaman, did he have a movie already?
He had a movie already, yeah.
Okay. So for our introduction to those two characters...
No. It came out after the theatrical cut, but before the Snyder cut came out.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So our first time meeting Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg?
In the original Justice League?
Yeah, in the original Justice League. Okay, so like that movie had a lot to do. Like, it had a lot of work to put in. And so I think that the reviews would have had to been astounding
Yeah.
for that film to have picked up and continued into something greater.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I don't really know where you go from that movie. Like, you can't just jump into them fighting Darkseid, but I'm not sure what the next story is.
I don't know. Do you remember like those like flash forwards that like Bruce Wayne had where it's like apocalyptic and then he's with like...
Just in the Snyder Cut version?
Yeah.
That's what you mean?
Yeah. Because that's where Zack Snyder wanted to go, but they didn't go with his version of the film, obviously.
So it doesn't really matter, right?
No, but after the Snyder Cut came out and people liked it, they could have like been like, okay, wait, let's maybe like go back and do this. But I think at that point they maybe like wrecked some of their relationships with like Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. And
yeah, they were already having deals going on and stuff.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is like Zack Snyder did have a plan that they could have gone down, and his plan is like, because I think Flash like appears to Bruce and he's like, Lois is the key, like Lois Lane or whatever, you know. And then, you know, I guess implied by the fact that you see like in his flash forwards, like Superman is evil or whatever. I interpret it as somehow Lois dies and that devastates Superman, and so he turns evil or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I would have been interested to see how that plays out, because I don't really, I don't know how it is in the comics with Superman, but I don't really like the idea of Superman being evil. Especially with Man of Steel. Like if you rewatch Man of Steel, it's like the Jesus symbolism is like so prevalent in that movie. Like he's like literally got like the stained glass window behind him, and then he's like I don't know if it's in that movie or if it's in a different movie where he's like in space, like literally like this, like
where he's like soaking up the. Is that
maybe that's in Justice League?
I think it's in Justice League because it's after he gets
and he literally gets resurrected, right?
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
literally gets resurrected.
But I guess I just don't like the idea of making Superman evil, because like you feel so close to him in Man of Steel. Like I heard someone say that the Superman movie 2025 is about how people see Superman as like this symbol of hope, but Man of Steel is about how Superman sees himself. And you know, it's a very like internal journey for him. And I just feel like you like feel connected to that character, and that like Clark, he like chooses to be like this good person despite like the risk it could bring to people he loves or whatever. Or even himself. And I don't know, on the surface, I don't really like that Superman turns evil. So I'm interested to see how they would have handled that in like maybe a believable way. Because I think Zack Snyder, he's always about deconstruction or whatever. He did Watchmen before. It was ahead of its time. But
I think there's two ways that I know of about them making Superman evil. One of which is like the Injustice storyline, which I have a lot of problems with. Ultimately, bro, they had Superman turn evil because it turns into like like Joker's whole shtick is you're one bad day away from being me. Is his thing with Batman. Yeah. And he proves that by giving Superman one bad day and he turns evil. And you know, it's the whole story goes from there. Yeah. Which I don't like, because I think that Superman is such a genuinely good person that one bad day wouldn't break him like that.
No, I agree.
I don't. And the other option, I guess, is like a Justice League War type thing, which is a very dark side heavy story. Yeah. But even in that story, it's typically Supergirl who goes evil, not him. He's like the person who remains hopeful or keeps his humanity, or however you want to phrase it. And so I don't know what storyline he would go with, I guess.
Yeah. And I know at the end he wanted to like give him a redemption and he's like good again, but I just and especially with Batman versus Superman, like I just feel like Superman turning evil goes so far against both Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, because in Batman versus Superman, Bruce Wayne's whole motivation is like, I gotta kill Superman because he is bad for Earth. Like he could kill us all. Like I gotta stop him before something like he decides to do that, right?
Which is kind of a Lex thought, in my opinion, but
yeah, and then
whatever.
And then he does fight Superman. Superman they make up because Martha, and then and then Doomsday kills Superman, right?
Right.
And so Superman does die, and Batman feels like it's his fault, and that's part of the reason why he feels kind of guilt tripped, and that's why he wants not guilt tripped, but like guilty, and that's why he feels guilty. Yeah, that's why he wants to resurrect him in Justice League, right? And so it's basically Batman's character arc is I was wrong. We need Superman.
The world benefits from Superman, right? Yeah, absolutely.
let me resurrect him. Imagine he resurrects Superman only for Superman to turn evil and like do exactly what he was afraid of him doing initially. Like I feel like that just
I think that
like goes so against Batman's arc too, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%. I agree. I think it goes against his arc, and there's probably some argument to be made that like, oh, and then it's like his arc flips on his head, and he goes into another like grief state where like because of his choices to try and save the world, he made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't love that either way.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's an option. That's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, though.
Yeah. But maybe it would have been good. I mean, maybe they would, like, keep it, like... I think maybe it would have been nicer if... I mean, we don't know what would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming it's, like, they're foreshadowing, you know, oh, look, Superman's going to turn evil. Like, as we go down this, story... and then eventually, you know, maybe he does turn evil. I think that is the impression I got, and I maybe would have liked it more if it was like, oh, Superman is gonna turn evil, but maybe we can stop it. Like maybe if we know, like, the Flash is bending time to warn us,
right?
Like, and so then you as the audience member, you're like, ooh, what's gonna happen here? But, you know, maybe that doesn't make a big difference anyways, because if that is the situation, Flash had to come back and warn them. Superman did turn evil in some timeline anyways. So it's
right. I think there's, I don't know. That whole DC universe they were making there is just, it's kind of a headache for me to think about.
Okay,
honestly.
we don't have to think about it anymore. I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent.
It's okay.
But I was just thinking about it because there is stuff that I would have wanted to see, like, you know, we see the Robin suit. That's why I thought of it, because that's
right. We see the ha Robin suit.
Yeah,
right.
Which
yeah.
I'm assuming is that Jason Todd or.
That was my assumption, but I think at the time I read something, or when I said at the time, I mean like Snyder Cut coming out. Mm-hmm. I read something where it was like that's not actually a Robin suit. It was like a Batman suit that changed, and I don't know why that would be the case. It seemed like a really stupid reasoning. Mm-hmm. And I could be misremembering that. That was like 3 or 4 years ago now. Okay. Almost 5 years ago. Wow, that's crazy.
Gotcha.
But like in my brain, it has to be Jason Todd. Like I don't know why else we have that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, now that we've circled back around to Robin, I did have one more question regarding like Robins or whatever. And you know, you're talking about like interacting with kids and stuff. Obviously, Batman has changed a lot through the years of comics. Like back in the day, I think it was a lot more, you know, like lighthearted, and it's like he has a kid sidekick, and it's like colorful comics. You know, it's for children and stuff. Batman obviously has gotten a lot more darker stories in recent years, and like if you look at like real life, like if a vigilante, right? How do you feel about, you know, like the morality of Batman taking kids out to like fight crime with him and putting them in violent situations and stuff like that, you know?
Okay. Should kids be out fighting crime? No, we're going to start there. That should not be happening.
Okay.
But this is a huge conversation with DC fans, brother. And my sum it up, my thoughts on it is that without the intervention of Bruce Wayne, all of the Robins would have ended up on the street. Sounds like the wrong way to say it, but out fighting crime, putting themselves in danger without the protection of Batman. And so his intervention is a positive thing. Should he like let kids be fighting crime with him? I don't think so. But for the choices he has, I think it's the right choice.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. While you're looking that up there,
I can't find this, but it's not that important. I was just going to try and show you that like calmer Batman.
Okay, gotcha. So I think this is kind of ties into our initial question, which I know we've been talking about this for a while, but do you think you'd ever want to see a rated R Batman film? And like, what do you think that would look like if you did want to see something like that? If you don't, that's fine, but...
I guess it depends on why it's rated R. Like if it's rated R for the violence, fine. Like, I think that's cool. I guess I don't know what else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it would be the violence, like the same way that like, you know, like Deadpool movies, obviously they're very like lewd as well.
True. I don't really expect that from a Batman story though.
But like Logan is rated R, right? Like,
right.
I guess something like Logan. Would you want to see something like that for Batman?
yes.
But maybe that doesn't necessarily have to be rated R. I mean, I don't know. Do you think Logan had to be rated R? Sorry, this is a tangent.
I think Logan does, just because of inherently what Wolverine's powers are.
But we've seen Wolverine use his powers in so many PG-13 movies too.
Yes, and I think it being rated R is part of the reason that that's like one of my favorite comic movies of all time. I think
it feels more real and gritty or whatever.
It feels like Wolverine.
Yeah,
Like, that just felt right.
like his character.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you don't know if that's necessarily that important for as important.
I
for
don't
Batman.
think it's as important for Batman.
Okay.
I think there's so many other things we can do with Batman other than just have him beat someone to a bloody pulp.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not asking for a rated R.
Yeah.
If there's a rated R Batman movie,
that's pretty
I'll give it a
violent,
watch.
right?
Yeah, if it's pretty violent, that's cool. I'll give it a watch.
Gotcha. The reason that I was asking about that, I know you have something else you want to bring up, but is because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, when you have characters like this, like really popular characters, and that have big child age, I guess. Children audiences, I guess, like kid audiences. Like, I feel like that maybe raises at least a conversation about like the morals of making a rated R story or like a rated R movie, because like obviously you're not responsible for like what kids do that aren't yours, or like what parents like allow their kids to watch or whatever, right? But like if you're making a Batman movie, like, you know, a bunch of 10-year-old kids are gonna be like, Batman, like I want to see this Batman.
I want to see this Batman, absolutely.
Yeah. And so like, you know that those kids are gonna see that movie. Like, do you think that maybe it's not like a moral like certainty, like, no, like I shouldn't make this movie because I know kids are gonna watch it, but do you think it's at least like a conversation like worth having? Like, I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Like, well, maybe it's not the best idea, or, you know, it's like,
I think, man, I actually wrote down thoughts about this last time we were talking.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have my book with me right now.
Yeah.
I think people should be able to make whatever story they want for whatever rating they want.
Yeah, it's art
without having to be worried about like who's going to come see it.
Or,
yeah. On the other hand, I think that I think for me, if you want to make a rated R Batman movie, make the rated R Batman movie, and then it's up to the parents. Like, I think the parents are the ones with the biggest responsibility, or whoever is going to take the kid to go see it, right?
Sure.
Older sibling, caregiver, whoever it is,
Yeah.
babysitter, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's their responsibility to make the right choice on whether this kid should see it or not. And that doesn't mean go and see the movie beforehand. It means just read, see why it's rated R, see what the reason is happening.
Do you think that there's a little bit of responsibility on, like, let's say, like a comic book artist or a filmmaker to make it explicitly clear that this isn't for kids or something like that? Like let's say, for example, like, okay, this is an extreme example, but let's take Cocomelon, right?
Okay, go on. Yeah.
If we make a rated R Cocomelon story, right? Obviously, like, there has to be something about it, I think, that says, like, this is like a rated R Cocomelon story. Like
we know kids are gonna watch this, but just be aware.
Yeah, or like, not even that. Not something that like it's an explicit like message there, but maybe something that's like people see the poster for it and they're like, oh yeah, Cocomelon's freaking dripping blood there or whatever. You know, it's like he looks like he's from Five Nights at Freddy's right there. You know.
I think it depends. Like, if it's rated R, because you drop 2 F-bombs, no. If it's rated R because there's one scene where Batman goes a little too far, no. If he spends the whole movie doing that, or if he goes like beyond crazy and like someone is unrecognizable because of the damage he's done to them, yes. I think there's lines to be drawn all around.
Sure.
So I think it depends. I also think that there's some amount of risk with showing a 10-year-old child any version of Batman. It's a person who lost his parents, and his way to cope with that is to dress up as a bat and go beat people up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's already a questionable thing to show a child. Yeah. So I don't think there's that much more responsibility if it's rated R. Yeah. Okay. I think that's really my last thought about that.
We could have like a whole conversation about like the rating system too, because like it's just real. it's like it's a committee of like just average people. Like they're not like experts on, you know, content or whatever. So it's like very influenced by like American culture,
True.
especially in California. I think that's where they're based out of. But
Yeah,
it's like,
that makes
what do
sense.
those people think is inappropriate? So okay, maybe the artist doesn't have a responsibility to change their content, but maybe they have, you know, they're not responsible for what children see, right?
Yeah.
But maybe they should at least consider their content and who could see their content and how that might affect them.
Yeah.
You know, like okay, this is an extreme example.
Keep doing that.
Hopefully this,
Cocoa Melon?
no, hopefully this doesn't like make it so this video can't be on YouTube. But
Okay.
let's say you have a sexual assault scene in your movie, right? Obviously that might be key to the plot or like what's going on there. And, you know, it might be necessary to have in there, but that's going to maybe affect the way that sexual assault survivors see the product. And so maybe it just means that you have to approach that scene or like that moment with more care about how you show it and be like sensitive to that viewer.
Yeah.
And I guess when it comes to like a rated R Batman movie, like if it's a violent movie with a character that a lot of kids like, right? I guess the question is like, what is the intention behind making it violent here? Like what does it serve to do? Because if it does have a point and you're like, you make the decision like, oh yeah, I'm going to include this because it's for this purpose. It gives this feel that I want the audience to have.
Right.
And I think that's worth the risk of these people seeing it. Or if they do see it, like I'll frame it in a way that they can, you know, it doesn't influence them in a negative way or something. You know, it's like just something to think about as you're building it rather than like limiting you from doing it entirely, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think...
I know that was kind of very conceptual.
Yeah. I think for as far as Batman goes, I guess the struggle I'm having is maybe with the exception of like a handful of storylines, I don't see a reason that you need to have a Batman movie be rated R for violence.
Isn't The Killing Joke rated R?
Yeah.
Is that for violence?
That's for a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
Like nudity and violence and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, that's also animated. Do you think it would be rated R if it was a live action movie?
I think it should be. Okay. Even if just for like concepts. Even if just for like the things that happen.
Gotcha.
Not even the things they show. Just like...
But that movie, I think... Or I mean, I haven't seen it. Actually, I don't know the details of it. But do you think that it approaches like those topics in like a way... Like if a younger audience member were to see it, do you think that they would be able to like process it well, at least by talking to their parents about it, you know? Or
I want to say yes. There's a part of me that's leaning a little to the no because so many things that happened are the result of the Joker, who was a person without reason.
Kids got to learn about crazy people at some point.
I guess. And the resolution of that movie, or that story, movie, book, however you want to think about it, I guess, is doesn't help to move on from a lot of those things or understand a lot of things that happen. It might even add another thing that you would have to talk to your kid about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that's interesting. I'm not saying that that's a rule, but I just think, you know, one of the classes I took in college was, I think it was like sex and violence in film and TV or something.
Okay.
And we talked about a lot of stuff like that. And just basically like how those topics can be perceived by different people. And like there was a movie, for example, I don't know if you've seen Boogie Nights, It's basically Mark Wahlberg, and he's like becomes like a porn star basically.
Interesting.
And so it's like this groovy 70s movie, but it's like also very like, you know, rated R and like graphic and stuff.
Yeah.
Or for example, we also talked about like Tropic Thunder and like how that kind of showed like how we as Americans view war violence as like very much like not the same as like normal violence. You know? And so just like a lot of topics like that. So I was just thinking about that because I took that class, I guess. But you said you didn't even think that you really wanted a Batman movie that was rated R, so maybe it doesn't even matter that much, you know.
And you know what? As we've been talking, just while you were talking about that, I think that it's not that I don't want it. Yeah, well, I'm not asking for it. It's not that I want it. Like if it happens, it happens, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that a rated R Batman movie would be interesting if the reasons it's rated R have nothing to do with Batman, but have to do with the city of Gotham and how it's an inherently dark and violent place.
That's interesting.
I think you can approach that in a way that even if your story doesn't tell kids everything they need to know, a parent can talk to their child and it can make it make sense. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you felt this way, but I always felt as a kid, like looking at Batman and Gotham and stuff, I was always like, Gotham can't be that bad. Or like, you know, Batman can do it. Like Batman can save Gotham. And I don't know what it is, like if it's just like getting older and like becoming an adult or whatever, but it's like looking at real life and also like a lot of Batman stories that I like watched as a kid or whatever. It's like, I can see the perspective of like Gotham is unsavable. Like I can get the idea of like there's nothing that you can do to like stamp out that scum and villainy or whatever. Not that I would ever advocate for like killing an entire city or anything. I still like think Batman is, you know, like I still believe that Batman like, you know, is on the correct track of like, I just think he's cool as well, but
she's trying to better the city.
Yeah, and I think like he has the right mindset of like, I want to save Gotham. Yeah, but I like can understand why people would have the other perspective, because I don't think as a kid you realize like just how bad Gotham is. Yeah, and then when you're an adult, you're like you watch like the Gotham TV show, or you watch like
Gotham was crazy. Yeah, they issued some crazy stuff in that.
Yeah, or you watch like I think the Penguin. Maybe I haven't seen the Penguin, but that gives me vibes that like Gotham is like a dirty place or whatever. You know.
I think it's also interesting, bro, because like a lot of like as far as Batman movies go, like the live action ones at least, are always from the perspective of Batman, right? Which is someone who's lived in Gotham most of his life. Right? Yeah. And so I think something that some of the animated films and also books show very well is that like an outsider looking at Gotham, you can see how bad it is, versus when we're watching through the eyes of someone who's been living it, it almost seems toned down, if that makes sense. Or normalized. Yeah, it seems normal, right? Yeah. I also think that like Batman's Rogues Gallery is so big, right? Yeah. That in movies we watched as a kid, we don't see all of the craziness. Yeah. Maybe with the closest being like Flip. What's that one trilogy? Well, and when we get Batman and Robin, that trilogy. I forget which that actor is.
Well, that one was George Clooney, but he was replacing Val Kilmer, who replaced Michael Keaton. So,
right. I just mean with like the amount of different crazy things you see in those stories.
Well, I mean, Batman has like, you know, he hasn't always been portrayed, or Gotham hasn't always been portrayed as like such a serious like. There's like it's always there. Gotham's always there, but like in Batman with Michael Keaton, 1989, or like Batman 2 back then, it's like. Yeah, Gotham is like pretty seedy, but it's still kind of like fun comic booky, you know. And even before that, like the Batman TV show with like Adam West, like, you know, it's not like Gotham is like this like terrible place or whatever, you know. they kind of dive into it with maybe like the Dark Knight trilogy and
That's the first
maybe some
movie
more
we
modern
see.
comics or whatever. I
think
know.
as time has gone on, Batman has also just morphed from the like goofier 60s character we saw to a more dark and brooding person, right?
Yeah.
And I think part of that is just the contrast that creates in the comics.
Yeah.
So we see that reflected in our movies as well.
Yeah, and maybe it's reflected in like the audience too. Like the audience is like, still younger people, but like people who live in a different world than they lived in the 60s or whatever.
Just like reflection of the time.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely possible.
Yeah. What were you going to go over here?
Well, I just pulled these up. I don't know if you are going to be able to show these in the video, but like these are two images that come to mind.
Okay.
When I was like talking about what I want from Batman, like you look at him and if he stood up, he'd be terrifying, right?
Well, look at his face. He's growling.
Yeah, like he's growling, but the rest of the Justice League right now is talking to this little girl's parents about, I don't remember what, some super serious thing. And he takes the time to go and chat with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that one. And there's also like this, which is like a super serious conversation he's having with Red Hood. He takes a moment to like interact with the child and smile at the child, make the child feel safe.
Yeah.
And then I talked about children a lot, but I think the way in which Batman treats his villains is also super important.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is from the newest run of Batman.
Absolute?
No, not Absolute.
Okay.
This is like mainline stuff.
Gotcha.
Which is he's basically been hunting down Killer Croc, who's been causing some mayhem. He escaped.
Mm-hmm.
We thought he was on like the up and up. He's escaped and he's not causing some mayhem.
Okay.
And so he like takes his mask off to like be personable, and has a conversation. And it's just like, I don't know. He takes time to make his villains feel human. Like he truly believes in the rehabilitation of others, which I think is something that, like we've seen his no-kill rule in all the movies, but I don't think we've seen his belief that everyone can get better, or can change. I just thought that
that would be cool. Yeah.
I was talking about kids so much. I just want to show you this.
Yeah.
For when he's talking to a villain.
Do you think we'll get that in one of the two movies coming out? Like
there's maybe the aspect of like the interact with kids. I don't think we'll see this dynamic with a villain in the Batman Part 2.
Okay.
I could see Bruce Wayne kind of evolving his Batman, which needs to happen. He needs to change his Batman. He needs to change how he's going about things, right? Like that's the whole premise of the ending of the first one. So I could see him maybe like interacting with citizens in a better, healthier way, but I don't think we'll get him interacting with any villains in that way. I would hope in Brave and the Bold that we get kind of a sympathetic Batman. I don't know if that's the right word, especially with Damian Wayne in it. Just because I think that for Damian Wayne's character to grow, he needs to see that side of Batman. Because he only sees Batman as the terrifying crime fighting, like the terrifying vigilante, the Night Stalker, like that's his Batman.
Yeah.
And so I think for his character to grow, it would be good to see him have that other side of the coin.
Gotcha.
I know we were talking about that a while ago. I just want to show you those.
Do you think that maybe that sympathetic side, or him interacting with his villains like that, could tie into like Clayface, like with the new like Clayface movie coming out, or because he's a Batman villain, right? Or no?
Clayface is a Batman villain. But I also think Clayface isn't part of either of those universes. Is that right?
It's part of the DCU.
It's part of the DCU. Okay, not the region.
It's coming out this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I think we could see that with the Clayface TV show is what you're asking me? Or with Clayface as a character? Because with Clayface
no, there's a Clayface movie coming out this year.
Sorry, I said TV show. I meant movie.
Yeah, there's Clayface movie.
I apologize.
And I'm just wondering if you think that like that Clayface, I mean, it's pretty early in the DCU. Do you think he'll be a pretty prominent character as like a Batman villain that we haven't really seen on screen yet? And do you think maybe since he has his own movie that he'll be more of a sympathetic villain that Batman will interact with on that type of level?
I don't think he'll be a super prominent villain.
Yeah.
I think it's a way for them to make a DC horror film. And I think that he's the perfect character for that.
Okay.
And I think if we do have him interacting with Batman, whether it's in the Clayface movie or in some other film that happens, I do think that he lends himself to be a character that Batman is more sympathetic to. Like it's not a Joker, it's not a Bane kind of situation, you know. This is a man who's had his life flipped upside down.
Sure.
Basically.
Sure.
I hope so. I don't think so.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess we could talk about one more thing related to Batman, which is the castings from the Batman Part 2. So I guess Scarlett Johansson and then Sebastian Stan. I think he's supposed to be Harvey Dent. I'm pretty sure. So what do you think about like Sebastian Stan as Harvey Dent? And then what do you think about like, who do you think, I don't think they've announced who Scarlett Johansson is going to be, right? Or
I think I saw, maybe it was just rumors. But I think I saw that people thought she was going to play Duela Dent.
So he's Harvey Dent, but it doesn't, I think, clearly say Harvey. I feel like that's something that the Joker, like,
I think it
no, maybe
is.
Rachel says that in The Dark Knight.
Is it?
I don't know. Gilda? Who's Gilda?
That's Harvey's wife. Oh.
Do you think that she could be that person? Or?
It's possible. I think, okay, the one we know about, Sebastian Stan, or the one where people are confident in saying he's going to be Two-Face.
Yeah.
Two-Face is such a specific character. I haven't seen Sebastian Stan in that many things outside of the MCU.
Yeah.
So it's like hard for me to say.
I mean, he's pretty much Two-Face in that. He's a brainwashed soldier or...
Two-Face is...
No, I know.
I think it could be cool.
Yeah.
I think choosing to write a Two-Face in a book or in a movie is a bold choice because he's such a
crazy.
He's such a black and white character, which is like it's literally his thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think that could be interesting. I don't know what Sebastian Stan's like range of acting is. I mean, I guess I kind of do from the MCU.
I mean, but he played Donald Trump.
What?
In The Apprentice. That came out last year. Nobody heard about it.
I don't know what The Apprentice is. I'm excited to see him take on. That's real?
Yeah.
That's
he
real?
got nominated for an Oscar last year.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I did not know that happened.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think I'm excited to see Sebastian Stan in any Batman role, Batman related role. I think it would be cool to see him in that universe. As far as Scarlett Johansson, I'm sure she can find a role that she fits. There's no one that jumps out to me. I'm like, oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson should play that character in the Batman mythos. I think what I saw was people thought she was going to play Duela Dent. I think that's how you say her name. Okay. Which is her origin changes a lot. But I think she's Harvey Dent's kid, but sometimes the Joker's kid, or she claims to be the Joker's kid. But I think when she's the Joker's kid, she's from like a different universe.
Isn't she like the same age as Sebastian Stan?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't understand why that was what we were thinking.
Okay, yeah.
Unless I don't understand that character, which I don't know a lot about her. I'll be totally honest with you. But that was just like I just didn't understand that one.
Gotcha.
So I'm interested to see who she'll play. I guess. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
I don't really have any strong feelings. I'm excited to see Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see a Two-Face again after
Dark Knight.
Yeah, after Dark Knight.
Tommy Lee Jones.
I was trying to think of the actor for Two-Face.
Aaron Eckhart.
There you go. Yeah. Because I just think that his wasn't like his Two-Face was such a good Two-Face for that movie.
Sure.
But I don't know if like he's like the comic-y Two-Face, you know? Which I think, was this casting for the Batman?
Yeah, the Batman Part 2.
Okay, so maybe it'll be a similar kind of Two-Face.
I mean, The Brave and the Bold doesn't, they don't even have a finished script yet.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, next topic. So, this isn't like super topical or anything, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it for a second, which is Blade, the MCU's Blade.
It's been definitely pushed back or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, I just kind of want to talk about it for a second, and just kind of like bring it up because I just feel like obviously it's obvious we're wasting time, right? I guess I just kind of wanted to go through and talk about what we want from Blade in the future, you know?
Yeah.
So let me just give you a little bit of context. So Marvel Studios got the rights to Blade back from a different studio. I forget who owned it initially.
Okay.
In 2011.
Okay.
In 2019, Mahershala Ali approached Marvel about playing Blade, I think. I don't think they approached him.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he approached them.
Okay.
I think he had a cameo in Eternals. I don't remember what it was exactly.
I think when what's his name? Kit Harington?
Jon Snow, yeah.
Yeah, is that his name?
Kit Harington, yeah.
Yeah, when he opens the box and we see his sword, and it's like the sword is talking or something, I think the voice is Mahershala Ali.
That's crazy, okay.
Yeah.
The script, okay, it was tied to two different directors, like one and then they swapped or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know really either of them very well. 6 different writers have been on the project.
Gosh.
And that's just the ones we know about. I mean, I don't know how many people are working on it behind the scenes or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So I guess, we've been through a lot. It's been like 5-6 years. It's been pushed back indefinitely now, right? I think it's been about 5 years. So pushed back indefinitely now. Do you think Mahershala Ali is like too old to play Blade now? I mean, Blade, obviously he ages, but he ages very slowly because he's half vampire, right?
To my knowledge, yeah. I don't know how old Mahershala Ali is.
So he's 51.
51.
Yeah. I mean, he could sure he could play Blade now, but like, how long are we gonna have him play Blade in the MCU? You know?
True.
Like,
I don't know. I think Mahershala Ali has aged very gracefully.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I think if he continues on that path,
yeah.
Physically, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at him, I think he could easily play Blade for another 7 years at least.
I mean, I really like him as an actor too.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic. Let me tell you. I don't really know anything about Blade.
Yeah.
Since I don't care. It's like, it's not really like in the front of my conscience. Or like, it's like,
sure, yeah.
He's a cool guy, right?
Yeah.
But when I found out that Mahershala Ali got cast, I was so excited. I was like, okay, give me this project now. I want to see it just because it was him.
Yeah.
I was so excited. And then I found I got pushed back indefinitely, and I was like, I was just so sad because I think because his name was attached to it, it was a Marvel project that I was like, oh, I want to watch regardless. Like, I need to see this. So it's just disappointing for me as a Mahershala Ali fan, not as a Blade fan.
Yeah. Do you think like obviously it's indefinite, but theoretically it's still on the shelf. They could still make it. Like, how do you? But at this point, like, how do you even see him fitting into the MCU? Like, they're planning on doing some sort of reset to some degree, right? Now that they have all these characters.
Yeah.
After Secret Wars, probably.
Yeah.
Like, do you think maybe like you introduce him as part of that reset after Secret Wars? I mean, that's like 3 or 4 years down the line at this point, you know?
I already don't know what kind of reset we're doing.
Yeah, like, is it a full reboot?
I think it's like a soft reset, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're keeping some of our guys.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But it's just a way for us to get like X-Men in there and like, I think.
Well, I feel like Blade is a storyline that you can do kind of unattached from a lot of the rest of the MCU. Like, in the same way that I think Spider-Man's concept as a character you can do unattached from the how the MCU existed before his introduction.
Sure. I mean, like,
now he's like intertwined, right?
Yeah.
So obviously,
we've done Blade movies that have nothing to do with any Marvel movies, but like, how is he going to tie into the MCU? I guess. And you can continue with what you're saying.
Well, I think the way that they were going to have him tie in was through Kit Harington's character. We were going to make him the Black Knight. Yeah. And I don't know what their relationship is in the comics to make them have some kind of dynamic other than they both wield swords.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know. I think part of the reason I don't know is because I am lost to what is going to happen after Secret Wars.
Yeah, what is the MCU doing right now?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen after Secret Wars. And I guess none of us do, right? Yeah. Hopefully the executives at Marvel know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have some things to say about that. So, on like where the MCU is going, but I think for that we should watch the Doomsday trailers, or at least have you seen any of
I
them?
have not seen them.
So I think we should watch the Doomsday trailers and then we can like talk about what I feel like the MCU is doing and
I do
stuff.
know some stuff though.
But before we do that, is there anything else that you're thinking about Blade right now?
Not particularly. I'd love to see it. It's just sad. Yeah. But I don't really have any specific thoughts on it.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess let's just watch them real quick. They're pretty quick. I'm pretty sure.
I saw that one of them. Is there more than one?
Have you seen the Captain America one?
No, but I saw the image of Captain America. Like I know he's in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But I've been purposely not watching them in case that we wanted to.
Yeah, I think I've seen this one, the Captain America one, without sound on like Instagram or something. And then I think I didn't see these other ones, these other trailers.
Okay.
Let's go to maybe Marvel's posts and see if it's like their recent. Oh, they post a lot of stuff. Why do they post so much stuff?
Can you look it up?
Wait. Okay. So that was 11 days ago. Yeah, here we go. So.
Yeah, I saw this and then I clicked away. I saw his Doomsday. Wait, Pepe. It's coming out in December now? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is this accurate? Wait. Hold on. 24 days.
14 hours.
Wait. So in 11 months, or is this, what is this counting down from? What?
From the moment they released it, they dropped this trailer?
I mean, 11 months from now, it'll be December 10th? 9th? What's today?
The 9th?
10th. It'll be December 10th in 11 months. So this is obviously from when this was released, right?
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
Well, like, what are the seconds? Is it like the second that they released it, right? Like,
well, it would have been 15 hours, right? Because I assume it started.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. They must have just dropped it at like and they're like sitting there waiting to upload it, like click publish, like, yeah. Do you want to do some quick thoughts on this and then watch the next one, and then we'll do some quick thoughts and then we'll just kind of like talk about them. Yeah.
My first thought, my really only thought on this trailer, brother, is I hate what they're doing and it's working. Like him, okay. 1, love Chris Evans, so I'd like anything he's in, down to watch. 2, love his Captain America. Fantastic. We'll be happy to watch that again. But they ended his story. It came to a completion, and a lot of people weren't. I was okay with that completion. I was satisfied. And so what they're doing is like, oh, a person we know you'll come and see the movie for is going to be in it. And I hate that's a tactic. But like I said, I'm gonna see the movie anyway. But that gives me another reason to see it, and I hate that.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're on an interesting track there. And I want to go back and address this after we've watched these other two.
Okay.
But one thing that I thought about this, or I heard someone say that like this feels like an insurance commercial, like these shots like, on a motorcycle. Like, puts the kickstand down right here. Yeah. They also emphasized he has a ring. I'm assuming Peggy's there somewhere with the baby.
Also, the helmet looks a lot like the first helmet he wears in for the first Avenger.
Oh, sure, yeah. Do you think this is like I don't know, in the 50s or the 60s, like when he's like raising a family with Peggy?
Yeah, I do.
And somehow he's going to get roped into modern day antics with doomsday or something, or time travel or multiversal travel or something, or
I truly want to believe that he had his happily ever after with Peggy, right? And they have kids, and whatever happens after that point, right? Like he gets the chance to settle down. But I could see this being some kind of like dream. Like he never got this. Something that Doom does happens, and he's like only dreaming about this, and wakes up in a terribly cold sweat because he's like, oh man, I lost that because of this guy.
Interesting. I was kind of thinking along the lines of like he's here, and you know, he's got his family and stuff, but then maybe somebody comes and reaches out to him and is like, we wouldn't come to you if we had any other choice. But Dr. Doom is a Tony Stark variant. And that's why they need him or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like they'll tie it into like why would they go to him? You know, like just because he's a good leader. You know, like it has to be like, I don't know. He has to be dragged in somehow it has to be tied into for that. Like Robert Downey Jr. is playing like Dr. Doom, right?
Yeah, and that just brings me to the fact that like you and I have talked about this before. We may have talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
RDJ being cast as Doom, fine. I think we could have had someone else do it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And the only reason to make him Doom is if we're gonna make a point of him being some kind of Tony Stark variant, or at least looking like Tony. But I hate that.
It has
Keep
to
the
mean
mask
something
on.
to characters.
Doom shouldn't take the mask off. He's got a terribly disfigured face. He keeps the mask stays on.
Yeah.
And I know we see the only thing we see him do in Fantastic Four is take the mask off.
Yeah.
Which like. I was upset about that whole thing, which if that's the reason to bring him back in is just another thing that upsets me. Yeah. But again, their tactic is going to work. Like it got me like kind of sad and excited with the music. Like, I don't know.
Okay. I have some more, but let's watch the next one. Let's watch the next one. I haven't seen these other two.
Oh, you haven't?
But I have heard some thoughts on these other two.
Okay.
Father.
Oh?
All my life, I've answered every call. To honor, duty, to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child. A life untouched by the storm. Lends me the strength of the old fathers. So that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her, not as a warrior, but as warmth, to teach her not battle, but stillness, the kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
We knew he was going to be coming back though, right?
Yeah.
Like at the end of Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
I was like, he'll return.
Yeah.
So like we knew he was coming back.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I don't have like any like problem with that one, I guess.
Yeah.
I do think that I don't know, I guess like I'm just gonna be a freaking broken record. I don't like I don't know what the story's gonna be for Doomsday. Like I'm just so lost what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had thoughts on that. We can talk about it. I don't know anything else on that one.
So for this one, so I knew what kind of generally happens here. I haven't watched it yet, but I knew that he was like it had to do with him being like a father, and that he was like praying to his father to like come back in like one final battle type stuff. So I think what I think is interesting is that it shows both him and Steve being fathers in these. Oh. And it's like they both have children. Yeah. And so like they're kind of in the same situation that Tony was in Endgame, where he had to like leave his family to go fight to.
That is interesting.
I mean, I don't know how much that's actually going to tie, like how similar that's going to be, but it seems like the idea is like, I mean, they're framing it as one last fight.
Yeah.
Like maybe it has something to do with like like their kids, like Doom was interacting with baby
With Franklin,
or whatever. Like maybe the kids are involved somehow, or it's like they see this as like a threat that needs to be stopped. It's like I don't know what Doom's plan is at all.
Yeah.
But obviously he's a formidable villain, and he's typically pretty powerful in the comics.
Yeah.
And in Secret Wars especially, I think he gets pretty powerful.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting them to beat him in this movie. Are you?
No.
It's called Doomsday.
I think what's going to happen
and Doom
is
a part of the Secret Wars like comic storyline, isn't he?
to my knowledge, yeah. I think what's going to happen here is that like we're going to build up for our final battle and hero's going to lose.
Yeah.
And we're going to get an Infinity War Endgame situation where one movie is set up for them to lose, the other one is we get our comeback.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I like so I guess what I'm saying is I kind of like that they have it's kind of like what we were talking about like off camera with like Stranger Things about how when you're doing sequels, like you have to find a new way for the characters to kind of fit in and like have a new kind of role in the story. And I kind of like if they're going down this father direction, we haven't really seen that from either of them before.
True.
And I feel like it like yes, they like Steve did have a good conclusion already, but maybe they can still wrap this out with like concluding his like having him do another story and concluding his and Thor's story in a satisfying way where they like fight this one final battle as fathers for their children. You know, maybe I'm just huffing the copium right now. You know, but I do think that the tone, obviously, I think the tone of this trailer is a little better than the tone of the previous trailer. Like it's fine. The one before this is
like
fine.
The insurance commercial.
Well, I mean, it's fine. It just feels more like nostalgia baity than this one does. You know.
But is that because we didn't know he
didn't
know he was coming back?
Yeah, you know? but this one it feels like the tone is very solidified. Like MCU, you know, it's always been like kind of lighthearted. But like there's still like stakes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I think in some like more recent movies, like Thor, I think this is a very obvious contrast between Thor: Love and Thunder and this one, because like the stakes could have been so much higher in that movie with Gore the God Butcher or whatever, you know. Yeah. And it's very lighthearted, very jokey. Thor's kind of like a buffoon, you know. This isn't that Thor, right? This is the Thor of like Infinity War.
Endgame, yeah.
And so, I mean, I think I like the serious tone here. There's no like, you know, it's the stereotypical Marvel quips or whatever, you know. I like that. Like, I know that's part of what makes Marvel, but I think that's part of what's been getting on people's nerves is that like, you know, it just seems like some of the movies seem just like cheesy popcorn movies. Like it's like made by just like a studio, not a person or whatever. And it feels like the Russos maybe are taking more control here. At least that's the impression. Like making it. I don't know. I like the vibes. You know?
I do. It does feel. Thor seems scared. Like Thor seems scared, which sets a pretty serious tone to me.
That's a great point. I thought that Hemsworth's acting
phenomenal.
Great.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe he has that inner monologue every time he goes around. Maybe he talks with dad in his mind ever since Ragnarok when his dad dies. Who knows? But like, I don't think I've seen that look in his eyes. Like we've seen the anger in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
But this was fear. Almost, I think the closest thing I think of is like when Hela breaks his hammer.
Yeah, in Ragnarok.
In Ragnarok, yeah. Yeah, this is something else.
Yeah, it gave me the vibes of like when he and Loki go to see Odin right before he dies. Yeah. And Hela shows up. It felt similar to that scene.
Yeah, exactly. It was interesting because like they're choosing to have him show a lot of emotion for just a trailer. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like they chose a good scene to draw me in, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what they did.
Anyways, we can talk more about like you hate it, what they're doing, and that it's working. Let's watch this one last one, but then I want to go back to that point. Okay.
Yeah. Was it the nation?
Yes,
I think so.
for us all.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all I know for sure.
I love you, Mikhail.
I was just gonna say that.
Are you prepared to die? The question is, who will you be?
Oh. Oh, the goats. They did it.
Did what?
2 things. 1, they got the suits right. 2, they did the get off my lawn scene.
Is that a scene from the comics or something?
Yeah. It's people saying, here, I'm going to show you real quick if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
See? Oh. I guess he just, like, this is what it looks like from their perspective. They were to open their eyes.
Oh,
But he literally deletes a sentinel. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
He's told it to get off his lawn.
Gotcha. That's funny.
Which I think is funny. Yeah. I want this thing off my lawn. That was the 2 things I thought. I was like, oh, they did it.
Gotcha.
Anyways,
what were you going to say about this one?
This one, I think... Oh man, this one makes me like the most like sad of them all. It's like last time I get to see these 2 goats in these roles. Well,
theoretically,
probably. We'll see. I think they will die in Doomsday.
Mm.
I don't think we'll see them in Secret Wars. I don't want them to.
That would be nice if they had like a good farewell. Like,
yeah,
because like the X-Men universe is so convoluted. Like,
there's so much going on there. I think this. With these characters, it's the same comment I made about the Chris Evans one, the Steve Rogers trailer that they dropped. Where like they're trying to bait me back in, and I don't feel it as much with these guys because they were announced, right? And the big chair thing they did.
Yeah.
But like seeing them again, I don't know. It just made me like so happy. But I like.
When was the last time we saw them? Was it we saw Charles in Logan?
Yes.
And then we saw Magneto in Days of Future Past. Was the last one,
yeah. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a bit. But I think that like those are cool. You're trying to build hype. Like they have basically a year until the movie drops. So I'm sure with other trailers. I think we could have gone without these. And just give me a trailer that gives me an idea what's going on. Please.
Well, the thing is, these are teasers, right? It's like, I don't know how much of the movie is like finalized in the editing room yet.
Yeah.
We're still 11 months away. So that's pretty early for a trailer release, not gonna lie.
11 months and 11 days. 14 hours.
As of
4 days ago.
4 days ago, yeah. So I wanted to jump back to what you said about like, I like when you said you hate what they're doing, but it's working for you. Like it's drawing you in. So it's like, everyone knows like it's nostalgia bait, right? They're taking advantage of a previous movie's success to be like, hey, look, remember how these characters made you feel and how much you love them. They're in this movie. Come see this movie, right?
Yeah.
But I do think that the way that these trailers come off, it feels like they're doing right by the characters so far. It could be,
it's gonna be like a 3-hour movie, bro.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of room for them to do a lot of good things, but there's also a lot of room for them to mess up.
Yes. So I think it's interesting that they're saying like you hate what they're doing, but it's working. And I think that's interesting when you're saying it's working because what they have been doing with the MCU hasn't been working. People haven't been going to the movies to see these other, like to see their more recent phase stuff.
But also, what was the most recent film that came out? Captain America?
Fantastic Four.
Okay. Well, those are the most recent two, right?
Which was fine. Well, no, Thunderbolts came out between those.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh, they came out before Captain America
last year. Captain America was in February. Then Thunderbolts. Then
okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's on me as the consumer and like maybe whatever was going on in my personal life when the other movies came out. I went and saw all those 3. I went and saw all those. I enjoyed all those. I think like Fantastic Four was like okay. Thunderbolts I thought was pretty good. I'm mad at them for dropping the new Avengers leak day after it released or whatever.
Yeah.
I like Captain America a lot. I'm not sure what came out before that, but like you're right. They, as far as broader audience, it hasn't been working.
Right.
But I also think that I'm a person that like, I'm gonna see most Marvel movies that come out.
Yeah.
Even if I wait till they come onto digital.
Sure.
You know?
I guess what I'm thinking here is, it seems like they are, and correct me if this doesn't feel like this, if it doesn't feel like this to you, but it seems like based off of these trailers, what we've seen, what we've heard, they're kind of changing what they've been doing over the past several years. They're going in a new direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of an old direction. Like they're kind of going back to what worked for them initially. Not just the characters, but kind of like the tone of this feels a lot similar to like Phase 3 tone.
Yeah.
And, you know, on one hand, that is nostalgia baity or whatever. But on the other hand, it is like, okay, this formula worked for us. Treating these characters like with, you know, a certain amount of like seriousness and like importance, I guess. Like, and what I mean by that is these characters are like key players in the story, and I feel like they haven't really established who the key players are of the past couple phases. Like we've seen a lot of movies, but we haven't really seen a lot of characters in multiple movies.
Yeah.
And so you don't know who is the important and like characters that should be at the forefront, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is one way of saying like, hey, these are the characters at the forefront of this story, even though it's such an ensemble cast. But like, you're gonna get Thor, you're gonna get Captain America, you're gonna get the X-Men, and we're going to treat them respectfully and seriously and give them, but put them in a new story. Which, so you get the old characters in a new story, which people want to go see. And I do, and I want to go see that, right? And I think that that's not a bad direction to go, but it kind of leaves you with a question of like, okay, what about these newer characters? What is the plan here? Are we fully abandoning that? Are we like on a fully like reset track now? Or, you know, what, I guess, what is the best path forward? Because this might be the best path forward for Doomsday and Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. But what is the best path forward for the MCU? Like, how are we going to bring those characters in? Do you think like, I guess, what are your thoughts on like what I just said there? Like that it's like a new direction with the old characters. They're treating them more seriously. What have we been doing? Is it going to feel like the past couple phases were a waste of time? You know?
I don't think it'll feel like the past couple of phases as in terms of like a waste of time. Mm-hmm. And I do like the respect it feels like they're giving these characters, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With especially like with Patrick Stewart and Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Like where we're giving these characters the respect they deserve because of what they've done for Marvel Studios and for what they've done for us as an audience, right?
Right.
But as far as like them going back to like this worked, I think tonally, is that the way to say it? Like the tone they're using?
Yeah.
Yes, they're going back to what worked, but you and I talked about this a lot before. They're missing out on the key aspects of what made this work. So seeing as that part of the things that made the past MCU so successful is the foundation that was obviously building towards something, why are we dropping a project that kind of lacks a foundation? Like we've had stuff going on, but there's no foundation being built towards this thing.
Over the past couple
films, yeah.
So I guess that the argument could be made that the foundation for this movie is phases 1 through 3. And Fantastic Four or whatever, the foundation and the old X-Men movies, like the foundation is, in my mind, you could have, or I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know like what's going to be included. Theoretically, the foundation, like you could have released everything through Avengers Endgame. Maybe you have like the 2 Spider-Man movies that came after that or whatever, the Fantastic Four, that doesn't have anything to do with anything else in the MCU except for this movie, right?
Yeah.
And then this is an Avengers sequel to Avengers Endgame that comes out 6 years later. Like this is a sequel to Avengers Endgame, not the culmination of phases like 4 and 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I understand that's a way you can look at this. Like that's the foundation. I hear that.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Sorry. But, that isn't to say that they couldn't have built a stronger foundation over the past couple of movies that would lead into this better, or obviously there were complications with Jonathan Majors, Kang Dynasty, all that stuff. But, even if you view it the way that I just set it up, like that's not to say that it couldn't have even more setup to build even more earned intrigue, like intrigue that's earned throughout the past couple of phases.
Yeah.
I guess that's me kind of like admitting that they could have a stronger foundation, but that there is somewhat of a foundation there is kind of what I was saying,
So then I guess I have a question for you, which is, if that's how we're going to view this, then as far as building a Marvel Cinematic Universe, meaning we're creating an intertwined story,
yeah,
we've been wasting our time for the past couple of years.
That's what I was like, I don't know, maybe.
That's insane.
I mean, I don't know.
That's actually ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Especially considering there have been, I would say dozens, not even that many movies have come out. A lot of movies that I've significantly enjoyed.
Well, are we going to see the Eternals ever again? Are we going to see Captain Marvel ever again?
I guess not.
Is Brie Larson in this movie? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shang-Chi's in this movie.
That's what I was saying. Shang-Chi was one of my favorite.
He is in this movie, so I guess that's part of the foundation. And
That's easy top 10 MCU movie for me, but I didn't feel like he was connected to anything, and now he's going to be in this?
No, that's a great point.
Like,
because the character's in there, so that's technically part of the foundation. But like, there's nothing that ties it in there narratively. Like, why do we care about Shang-Chi being in here?
He had one interaction with Wong and Hulk or something, right? What is that? That's not.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying,
and I think I wouldn't be that upset about it if there was anything happening in any other storyline other than Fantastic Four to point towards Doomsday, to tell me, oh, these characters need to come together for something. And even in Fantastic Four, nothing says to me that these guys need to come together.
Yeah.
We just see for people who don't know, just see some random guy talking to a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
So okay. So let me just bring it back to this question then. This seems interesting and like it could be a really good movie, okay? Mm-hmm. They're making a decision here. And the decision is that this movie is going to focus on characters from phases 1 through 3 or X-Men or whatever, like characters that we know. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of the new characters. I mean, they're in this movie, but it seems like the impression is that the focus is on some of the more classic characters that we know.
Uh-huh.
And that, in my opinion, could lead to a really great story. Could, okay?
I won't deny that. They could.
The other decision that they are not making here, the other option, so there's 2 distinct paths. Obviously, it's much more nuanced than that, right?
Yeah.
The other option that we could have done is, this is a new Avengers movie. It has some of our old characters, but this is a passing of the torch. This is a new group of Avengers bringing all of our characters from the past few phases together, and this is their team-up movie, okay?
Uh-huh.
And this is a question that we probably will never know the answer to, but it's purely subjective, right? Would that be a better decision than this decision?
For the studio? No. Like, for them to make money? Absolutely not.
Well, even at a story level, does that what yields a better, like, what would provide a more fulfilling story for audiences? at this point?
Probably what it seems like they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what it seems like, the choice that it seems like they're making. Yeah. But I don't think that gives them an excuse to have been so lazy about what they've been doing in the past couple phases.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. But we have what we have, right? Those movies are out. If you were in charge of Marvel 1 year ago, and you have on the slate, 1 to 2 years ago, you have on the slate Captain America, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four coming out in 2025, okay? Mm-hmm. And you, in Avengers Doomsday is still malleable. Do you think that you would make this decision, or do you think that you would try and like focus on the other characters? I mean, it's not that simple, but like,
is the stories that's being told in those 3 movies you just said the same story? I'm not changing those stories.
Those stories are generally the same. You know, you're going with a Dr. Doom instead of Kang, for example.
I probably make the same decision. I probably do the same thing.
But I agree, it is frustrating. It is sad. But like, I guess my point is, I think that this is probably the right path for them to take, both in terms of like them making money and in terms of like having a good Avengers movie, you know?
I think you're right that this is, of those 2 choices, this is the way to go to make myself feel satisfied in the story that they're going to tell.
Yeah. And
at the same time, I think I'm going to watch it and be a little disappointed in the lack of development or time that these other characters are going to get. Like Shang-Chi is just a really good example, I think, because I really enjoyed his movie. I'm excited to see more of that character. And now that I know he's not, I never expected him to be like the main player in an Avengers movie. Never did that cross my mind. But now that I know he's going to be pushed back even further because of what it seems like they're doing.
We suspect.
Well, we think, right? I'm concerned that him and other characters will be treated almost like cameo appearances.
Secondary.
Yeah. Secondary, maybe even tertiary. And that's just not what I wanted from a lot of those characters. Sorry, something else just came to mind. Continue as you were.
Do you think that there's a way maybe that we can have this fulfilling story that like definitively closes out, like, is there a world where we can definitively close out these classic characters arcs? Thor, Captain America, X-Men. We can get to Secret Wars. We can set up a sort of like reset for the franchise, right? Let's not call it a reboot. Let's call it a reset. Okay. That concludes these classic character stories in a satisfying way, but also brings some of our newer characters to the forefront. Shang-Chi, maybe a couple characters from Eternals.
I want to see more Sam Wilson, me personally.
Sure, Sam.
Thunderbolts characters have to get something done for them.
Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, like whatever, like these new characters. So it's twofold. It gives satisfying endings to our classic characters. We're done with them. We're done with them after Secret Wars. Okay, It's satisfying. It's a great story. Let's just say that happens. That's checklist number 1. Checklist number 2 is we set up a world or a universe where we have a more clear picture of the story, the connections between the characters from the past couple of phases, and their roles as main characters going forward. And number 3, an avenue to bring in recasted MCU X-Men. Do you think there's a world where that could happen after Secret Wars? Or is that too tall of an order, you know? I don't know.
I think there's a world, and I think my hesitation comes from I have no idea what their Secret War story is going to be.
Yeah.
Because they are not going to do the comic book Secret Wars. Like just from what's
the characters they have,
it's just not going to happen. It's just straight up not going to happen. I'm telling you.
You don't think Beyonder's going to be in there? Or,
I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I think it's very unlikely we get anything close to the comic book story.
I don't know the comic.
I don't know.
But I know that in the Spider-Man 90s TV show, Beyonder kidnaps Spider-Man and he's like, let's test good versus evil. And he throws like Dr. Doom and a bunch of other bad guys on a planet where there's no evil, and then they go rampant. And he's like, Spider-Man, assemble your team of heroes to help fight. And he grabs like Iron Man, like a couple of the Fantastic Four, like maybe Wolverine or something. I don't know. Like I don't know. He grabs some randos, like a random group of 6 guys.
I think Doom is going to be the big player in Secret Wars, not Beyonder.
Doom ends up taking over the planet and steals the Beyonder's power in that story. So I don't know. Yeah.
There is a world. There is a world, and it's hard for me to believe we live in that world.
Yeah.
But that world exists, is my answer to your question.
And then conversely, do you think it's like, obviously it would be disappointing, but do you think it would be better if the reset not only concluded our classic character stories, but concluded a lot of the stories from phases 4 and 5, and then the reset is like, we're totally clean slate, bringing in the new X-Men, we're doing a new MCU with new X-Men, and maybe Fantastic Four, you know?
I think... I know we've been using the word reset.
Yeah. I mean, that's more of a reboot, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know how you write a reboot. I don't know what the stages are for that. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
I think with what we've done with the MCU so far, it's going to be hard to write any other big storylines. Mm-hmm. And so, at the very least, a reset, my personal opinion, is a reboot is needed.
Okay.
Which I hate saying because we've just introduced so many people who haven't really had a full storyline, right? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be hard to give all those people a full storyline in Doomsday and in Secret Wars, right? You have probably 6 hours to do that?
Yeah.
Right? I'm assuming 2 3-hour movies.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe 7 hours. I don't know.
But I mean, that's
not a lot of time for that many characters.
No, agreed. No, agreed. I don't think we're going to see some characters ever again. Like some of the Eternals, I don't think we're seeing that.
You don't think they're gonna show up like
maybe they'll show up for a second. I don't know. But like Kingo, are we gonna see Kingo again?
Probably not.
You know, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think also a reboot is like such a nasty word, right? When it comes to films.
Sure, yeah.
But just as far as like comics have gone in their existence, reboots are not anything new.
Yeah.
Like it's a way to wipe the slate clean because you've done what you think you can do in this world. Do it again in a different one.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not against that, but I do want us to have satisfying conclusions to these characters we're bringing back, and to these new characters that I don't think have gotten the chance for their full story if we're going to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a valid hope. I think at the very least, what I've seen from these trailers so far gives me hope that this will be an Avengers movie that gives me the vibes of old Avengers movies. You know?
I think you're right. You're right.
And that sounds exciting to me, you know? Mm-hmm. So
can I ask you one more thing?
Sure.
Before we move on from this, if you were planning on moving on from this.
I want to talk about it forever. No.
I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Sam Wilson is a character that I think has had an interesting story so far. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's got a full story arc yet. I think there's a lot more to be done with his character. Mm-hmm. And I guess my question to you is how you think they'll handle him now being Captain America and bringing Chris Evans back.
I mean, he'll probably still be Captain America, but like they'll both be Captain America.
And I'm okay with that. I guess my question is, how do you think, my real question to you is, how do you think the audience will react and deal with that? And how will the people in this world react to this person who already is like kind of a debate in universe about him being Captain America? Like, Harrison Ford's character literally tells him, "You're not Steve Rogers," right? Like, basically saying you're not Captain America. And now the Captain America shows back up.
Okay, I'm personally on the side. I think I'm like a little bit at odds with you here because I personally think that Sam Wilson worked much better as Falcon than Captain America. And like I don't like that they made him Captain America. Like I don't think we needed to continue having someone named Captain America. Like I think he should have been like his own hero. But like I understand the arc they wanted him to go on with like dealing with the mantle being Captain America, but I don't know if they fully like really explored that totally yet.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, I mean they explored it a little bit in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then like a tiny bit more in
Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah, Brave New World. But I think I would have liked to have seen him be like
Just
Falcon.
stay Falcon.
Captain Falcon. No, but I don't know. I understand why they did what they did, but I think that even the way that Anthony Mackie like acts the character just like fits so well with Falcon.
Yeah. But does it fit so well because he was playing off of Chris Evans, Steve Rogers?
I mean, maybe, but it's like he does have to deal with taking the mantle of Captain America, but he's obviously a different character that just has the name of Captain America.
Yeah.
And so I think that it like puts an idea in the audience's mind that he's like replacing Captain America, which he is, but it's like that's not the character they're looking for with Captain America, I think. And I think, or that's a very big generalization, but I think that like audiences like have a hard time when beloved characters get replaced. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As far as the characters in the universe, obviously most of them that they would be fighting with are supportive of Sam being Captain America, right? And I mean, that'd probably pull up I don't know.
We'll see.
Most of them are probably supportive of him being Captain America, and I think it'd be kind of cool to be like, oh my gosh, like two Caps, or like, you know, they can, they can, I think, team up in a like really cool way. And Steve's like, oh, I left you the shield. Like, yeah, this is what you're doing now. Like this is cool. You know, like,
yeah.
I think it'll work. Like, I'm not saying that I don't think that he can be Captain America. I just don't think that what they've done so far with him has really explored what they could have explored and like been as entertaining as it could have been. And I think that part of that is like just the inherent nature of like the double standard that it puts on him, just by naming him the same. Like, I don't know if that happened in the comics, because obviously.
Well, let me tell you, bro. In general, legacy characters struggle, but Marvel has a terrible history with legacy characters just like getting dogged on by the audience.
It's just because there's like the characters are so iconic that people don't like them being replaced. Basically, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Some of my favorite characters are legacy characters. So like I think you have to be willing to give them a shot. That doesn't mean they're all going to be fantastic. It doesn't mean they're all going to be written perfectly. And I do agree that like the MCU has not given the best scripts for those cats. I don't think they've written...
Anthony Mackie too. Like, he's a good actor. But...
Yeah, I don't think they've given the care that I think is needed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the characters it'll be cool to see them interact.
Yeah.
And I think audiences will probably be fine with it. But I'm just like, so far what they've done with him hasn't fulfilled my...
You're less than whelmed?
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm like... It's
You're
okay.
whelmed?
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to be a hater on him.
I know. I mean, you're not alone in being a hater.
Okay. This is cool. This is
like, I don't necessarily need to see this exact scene, but like, I want some kind of acknowledgement from the Steve Rogers character that I would hate for it, for the
cool panel.
People. Yeah, it is a cool panel. I'd hate for the people in universe to need Steve Rogers' approval for Sam Wilson to be accepted as Captain America. But I do think it would be nice for the Sam Wilson character they've created to get the secondary acceptance of Steve Rogers. Like, he's already gotten the acceptance by being given a shield. Yeah. But being told that what he's doing is a good job from like the Captain America, I think it'd help in his character a lot. Gotcha. That's why I pulled this up. Like, this is just him like being like, yeah, it's all good, like whatever. Yeah.
Have you seen the Odyssey trailer?
No.
You also haven't seen the
Supergirl trailer, in case you want to watch that one.
I didn't have that planned.
That's okay.
Maybe we can do that next time.
No, we can do the Odyssey trailer.
Or we can do it if we have time. If our batteries last.
I think we probably should say that for another time.
Okay, gotcha.
I can watch my own time too if we want to just talk about it and not have to watch it together.
I mean, I didn't write it down probably because I guess because I didn't really find it too interesting when I watched it on my own. Probably because I didn't really know what was happening a lot of the time.
Well, maybe we should wait on that one because I have a copy of the book that they're like basing it on. I don't know how like 1-to-1 it will be.
Yeah, I'm down to watch it.
So maybe if I read some of that first, and then we can talk about
the main reason I didn't write it down is because I just didn't think about it.
Yeah. Well, I probably wouldn't have much to say on it right now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely talk. I mean, I know Lobo was in there, which is cool.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I think it's like, I'm gonna go see Supergirl anyways.
Yeah. He didn't know if he was gonna go see Doomsday.
No, I knew I was gonna see Doomsday, but it's like those were really interesting to me. And like Doomsday and the Odyssey are like very interesting movies to me. Supergirl, it's like I'm gonna go see it, but it's not like my excitement level is like here for Supergirl, and it's like here for
Odyssey and Doomsday.
Yeah,
maybe Odyssey and Doomsday. Like
I would probably be more excited for the Odyssey.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, I really watched this trailer. Dang.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Hold on. So I'm not trying to sell Supergirl short.
That's okay.
I'm just saying that like Supergirl's not a character that I know that well. It's like
that's fair.
And my impression of her at the end of Superman is like, oh, she's kind of drunk. She's drunk. Like, okay, cool. Like, nothing like to knock my socks. Nothing knock my socks.
She's like 10 seconds screen time. I like. Yeah. Like, that's fair. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, you said you're gonna see it anyway, so yeah.
All right.
I'm there with you.
After years of war, no one could stand between night and home. Not even me.
Oh shoot.
Will come back. What if they can't?
Wonder Man looks interesting too.
Yeah, Wonder Man does look interesting.
I didn't write that down.
That's okay. Let me. Okay. I guess. What do you want to say about it? We can talk about that. I just think the biggest discourse I've seen online is the armor. It's about the armor, and people, and it's a mix of people saying that looks sick, that's historically inaccurate, and even like in a similar vein as that, being like that's just not practical. You know what I mean? Like those are like the three big things I see being talked about, which I think that's a drippy mask. Like it does look cool. Yeah. It does look cool.
Yeah.
And I think as far as like the historical accuracy, it's a film adaptation of an already fictional story. So, but the armor is a thing you're not okay with. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, how much realism do we need in a story like this, right?
Yeah.
Not that we can make whatever, like they could have jetpacks or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I've seen some people making they're making first of all, this is the reason why I wanted to watch this actually.
Yeah.
It's not even that I was really hyped for this, which like, I guess I am hyped for this. But it's like, for example, like I showed this instead of Supergirl because I wanted to talk about this discourse with the costumes. Like, I wrote down costume debacle is what I wrote down, okay? Because, okay, it's like people are making the comparison. I'm sorry. They're making the comparison. They're like, oh, well, okay, well, what if in like a fantasy setting, we just have them have AK-47s? And I'm like, what are we talking about? Like, like this is this is fantasy, and like I don't even know. It's like, sorry, it's the more accurate comparison would be something like, let's take like the Lord of the Rings, for example, right?
I was ready for that. I was trying to think of
Like
Lord of the Rings
instead of them having like guns or something, it would be like Frodo and Sam are wearing like
quarter zips. Quarter zips is even more dramatic. That's way more dramatic.
Yeah, no, it's not even like quarter zips. It's like they're wearing like, I don't know, instead of like a waistcoat, and like that like older like
the vest?
the older like British stuff they wear. It's like they're wearing like, you know, maybe they have like ties or like you know, and like a button down shirt. You know, it's like maybe not even that. It's
bro, I don't even know what the comparison is, because what it like. Really, what this is someone choosing a point in history, and you can choose any point in history, and style it. Like maybe it's not as practical, maybe it's not perfectly exactly what they would have worn, but you take similar to what could have been worn, and you create costumes for a movie. That's what's happening.
Yes,
and I think an argument for this is that it's a movie. And so you want your audience to be engaged. And a way to do that is choose what the audience is familiar with seeing from this time. And so what we're seeing here isn't anything crazy. Like we've seen a lot of these costumes in how many other like gladiator or Roman films. Yeah. Right? And so then
people are like, well, this is Greek, not Roman. Like they should have Greek armor, you know? It's
sure. But like it makes it easier for the audience to digest this story when it's not all entirely new. If the costumes are something we can look at and go, oh, I recognize that. Now I can pay more attention to the plot. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, even like this is very new. But it's not, but it's like, it feels like it's building the world that you're watching. And it's like, this is historical in some regards, but it's also fantasy, right? Like they do have the liberty to kind of do what they want. And like, if it is historically inaccurate, like I think maybe, let me come up with a better analogy real quick. So
I don't know what an analogy is.
I think a better analogy is like, let's say we're watching a movie about pirates, okay? Or like people living in the 17th century, okay? But they're wearing clothes that are from the 16th century. Obviously they wouldn't wear that. But can we tell that like as like people from the here and now? Like if you have someone in the 80s wearing like, you know, in an 80s movie wearing like leggings and like a sports like bra or whatever, you know, I mean, maybe they did have that in the 80s. I don't know. I think they did. I don't know. Let's say that they're wearing like a Supreme shirt in the 80s and then they're wearing like Yeezys or something, right? That's going to be more obvious to us.
Or even, bro, you take like, or even going the other way. You have someone in the 80s and you put them in like the typical outfit that you would imagine someone who goes to work in the 50s. Wearing. You know what I mean? Like you can go either direction.
Exactly. Like if it's closer to modern day, it's worse because it takes us out of the story. You're like, that's not right. Yeah. But are you really seeing this? Like, if you're a historian and this takes you out and you're like, whoa, that's not what I expected. Like, I studied the Odyssey. Like, you know, I'm in the 1% of like people who like know about this stuff. Yeah. Like, and that takes you out of the movie. Like, okay, understandable. If you're just complaining about it because it's not like the most historically accurate and like, exactly, they pick stuff that serves the story, right? Like, like if you watched this and it didn't cross your mind until you read an article about it or something, like then you're just being silly. You're just being silly, right? Yeah. Like I don't know.
Like I the only thing I've seen about this is maybe like a couple stills of things.
Yeah.
And then this guy's helmet.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like a weird helmet, but it's cool, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw the discourse online and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? And so when we watch this now, I was like trying to pay attention to the armor, like, oh, okay, what's so crazy about it? Like,
yeah.
And it was the thing I cared about the least.
Yeah.
Like, I like genuinely. Okay, I did think about it. What I thought about it was, did they actually have this?
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with this. That has everything to do with every single Roman and Greek thing I've seen in my life. They all have the freaking fin.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they would have that. I don't know what the reasons for that. Maybe it's just intimidation because it does look cool.
Yeah.
That was the only part of the armor that I have a question about.
Yeah. And maybe there's a conversation to be had about like the distinction of cultures and the like appreciation and respect of like, you know, history or whatever. But like it's not like, I don't think this is like disrespecting Greek culture or something, you know? It's like,
I don't think so. I guess I'm not the person to speak on that, but I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. Like this is, you're right. Like we're not the people to speak on it, but the armor, it blends in with the film. It's not distracting. Like I think this is like this, I'll show you what the armor is that people were saying like is accurate to the time period.
Honestly, the thing that was more distracting to me is the fact that it's, Matt Damon, Tom Holland, and Hathaway.
Yeah. You
like
see
that's what's distracting to
you
me.
See the actors, not the. I agree with that, but it's like that's like this type of stuff, or like this like shiny gold. Yeah, it's like this type of stuff, you know. They got the plume or whatever, but I think it's like the big gold pieces is what they're looking at. You know,
interesting. I mean. Yeah, it's definitely different, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that
big a deal it is. I think also like okay, the
Spartans, they were Greek.
Yeah,
what did they wear? Nothing.
Nothing.
In 300.
In 300. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said. Like we have to have some kind of historical accuracy, right? Like I said, can't have these guys wearing jetpacks. You're gonna be taken out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I made a brief comment about it. It's not something that's like based on real events.
Exactly.
This is an adaptation of a totally fictional story.
Exactly.
So I think that like it's
that
not
in and of itself. It's like they could wear whatever. Like they can.
It's not like we're doing a documentary on JFK and we know exactly what he was wearing on this day. You know what I mean? This is. Who knows?
Yeah,
no one. It's made up.
And then I think some people are like, "Well, Homer describes the armor in great detail. It's like gold plated. It's like it looks nothing like this in the story." And it's like, okay, so do we want to read the book? Like this is an adaptation again. Like Harry wears like street clothes in the last like 4 Harry Potter movies. Like, are we getting all up in arms? He's not wearing his robes anymore. You know? I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like it. My point is, it's a valid. It's valid if you feel this way. But I think it's like silly to call it like to call it out as a criticism of the quality of the film. I guess.
Yeah. I think, and this might be my negative Nancy moment, but I think that. With the world we have now, people can give any opinion they want. Yeah. And lots of the times the ones that come to the forefront are the negative ones.
That's true. Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people will also either share their negative opinions or decide to agree with other people's negative opinions because they now have a voice, because it can get them attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, people like
so you can be nitpicky about stuff.
Negative videos always do way better than positive videos,
which is so sad.
Yeah, I mean, people like extreme emotions. I guess. I mean,
that's true.
Maybe it's not historically accurate to the period or like what he wrote, but I think it looks great and it fits the vibe of the movie. I mean,
I personally think
sorry. I'm guessing that in most comics, Batman. I'm going off Christopher Nolan here, but Batman like accurate wardrobe isn't like all the freaking tactical gear that he gets from Fox or whatever.
I mean, it comes from Fox a lot.
Yeah, but it's not like actual.
He's not like wearing a military vest.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
He's not wearing hockey pads either.
No, yeah.
I think, like, if you want that gold plate, if you want that book to film accuracy, fine. Like, feel that way. But I think for me, I'd have more questions or comments if he was wearing like a gold chest plate right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus this is something I could see easily made and like distributed to every person in the military.
Yeah.
Right.
And it goes back to what you said before, like what we've seen in other films. Like this is film language, right? This tells you this is ancient Greece or Rome, which, yeah, they were distinct, but they're very similar. And it's a soldier.
To our untrained eyes.
Yeah. And it's a soldier, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, and it also like, it doesn't take away from the scene. Like it doesn't pull your eyes to like distract you from it. But it does look like it makes you feel like maybe this isn't Matt Damon. Maybe this is Odysseus. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Although it's definitely Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Other kind of random question. The guy in like The Mask, you know what I'm talking about, in the helmet. Do you know who that is? Do you know that actor? I was trying to figure it out.
People are thinking that this is Agamemnon.
Okay.
Or Achilles. Most people think it's Agamemnon, who was the leader of the Greek army in the story. And he's being played by Benny Safdie.
Do I know who that is?
Yes, you do.
I do.
Benny Safdie is the brother of Josh Safdie. Benny and Josh directed Uncut Gems.
Oh.
And Josh directed Marty Supreme.
Oh.
And Benny directed The Smashing Machine this year.
What? Wait, so we just talked about these guys.
Yeah.
What the heck?
And Benny also was in Oppenheimer. He was one of the physicists helping.
So
he's acted for Nolan before, basically.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But people think this is him. It's kind of hard to tell.
So shadowed.
Yeah.
It's tough. I'm surprised someone hasn't been like, look at his lips. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
But they're different or whatever.
But yeah, no, he's oh, that's zoomed in.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I think maybe I went too hard. I don't know. Maybe, but like I look. I understand.
Oh, I know. Okay, yeah.
I understand if it takes you out of the. Yeah, that's from Oppenheimer. Yeah. I understand. I guess if it takes you out of the movie, if that's something that bothers you, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. I guess.
And I think it looks cool.
I'm just like trying to think of like how crazy of a like a Batman costume someone has to be wearing for me to like for it to take it out of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I think that neither Christopher Nolan's Batman or Matt Reeves' Batman have like a super comic accurate costume.
Yeah.
I think they're cool and they fit the film.
What about Batfleck?
Batfleck is
pretty
comic accurate.
What about his metal suit? Is that comic accurate?
This metal one makes me mad. I don't know what it is. It just makes me mad. It makes me fume.
Yeah.
Like those. It's probably not quite the same, but like the Matt Reeves and the Christopher Nolan Batman suits aren't what I expect to see when I look at Batman stuff. But I watch the movies the same way I would if they were wearing an exact 1-to-1. I think.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't even think about it.
Well, anyways, I think it looks pretty good. Do you have any other thoughts about the trailer?
No, I mean, I'm excited to see it. I do. Let me tell you, what do I know about this? Not a lot.
Did you read any of the Odyssey in school or no?
I
think we read a little bit in Latin class.
Yeah, a little bit in Latin, and that was it.
Yeah.
Most of my knowledge comes from the
Percy Jackson.
Oh, that. Sure, let's go with that.
Because I think Sea of Monsters, the second book, kind of echoes Odysseus' journey a little bit.
Yeah, it does. That's not what I was going to say, though. What I was going to say is, do you know about Epic?
The Fortnite developer? Or what?
It's like, what's the like right term for it? It's music
and
created
like,
for like that story. I don't know what the...
Music?
Yeah.
Wait, I was thinking, I thought you were going to say like an epic poem. Like it is an epic. Like
No.
Beowulf is an epic or like...
No. Let me see if I can...
Oh, it is a musical.
Yeah, like it's... Like, I mean, it's... How do I say this?
It has Odysseus in it?
It's the story. It's the Odyssey. It's the Odyssey, but through songs.
Oh, that's interesting. Have you seen that or do you just know about it?
I just know the music. Like that's my knowledge of it.
I mean, basically, he's trying to get back home, which I think you could tell from that.
Mhm.
And it's after the Trojan War,
Uh-huh.
and he gets stuck in the
Which
Mediterranean.
is not a real war. I think
Hold
I read
on.
that somewhere.
Hold on. The Trojan War, a legendary conflict that took place
Greek
around the 12th
mythology.
or 13th century BC. So I think it's possible that it was really, let's see. The ancient Greeks believed that it was a historical event.
Okay.
That's interesting. But by the mid-19th century, both the war and the sea were seen as non-historical.
Yeah.
But this guy, Heinrich Schliemann, met Frank Calvert, who convinced him that Troy is now a city in modern-day Turkey.
Huh.
Okay, this claim is not accepted by most scholars. So
Possibly.
theoretically, the city did exist, but we
Okay.
don't know if the battle. It
Interesting.
remains an open question. Okay.
Okay.
Historical core to the tale, but Homeric stories are a fusion of various tales of sieges and expeditions.
That makes sense.
Okay. Anyways,
Sorry, that was super unrelated.
yeah, no, but what I was gonna say is, he gets stuck in the Mediterranean for like 20 freaking years or something.
Some stupid amount of time.
Yeah, and
his
he's
wife waits for him the whole time.
He sees a bunch of monsters. There's
Yeah.
like Cyclops, Sirens.
He gets trapped on an island and his people turned into pigs or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, I think. Right, he gets turned to a pig. Someone gets turned to a pig, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some crazy stuff happens to him.
hmm
Yeah. I think you're right that Percy's journey in Sea of Monsters is like a reflection of it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's just him trying to get back home, basically, right? Like that's the whole 20 years.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So you had one more topic.
Yeah, so have
One
you
thing to
seen the new Godzilla -0 poster?
The poster?
Poster, yeah.
No, I
Is there
saw.
a trailer?
There's a little like teaser image thing.
Maybe I don't know if
Well,
are we
maybe,
talking
maybe
about-
we're talking the same thing. I don't know.
Okay.
You're saying poster. Poster is like a very specific word. I don't know. It was just like
I'm excited for -0.
it was just like the title, basically, bro.
Yeah.
And people were trying to theorize what monster was coming because of that.
Mm.
Like, yeah, they dropped it this, and people were like, "Oh, the smog monster," or I don't.
Goo or this?
This,
Oh, this?
yeah, -0, Godzilla -0.
Mm.
A lot of people are looking at that and going, "Oh, it's like the smog monster."
This is the poster. This is the new poster.
Okay, so probably is the smog monster, whatever that means. I don't know.
I
Godzilla
don't
like
know what that means either.
I think if you look up smog monster, you'll find Godzilla
Okay,
smog monster.
I guess we'll do it real quick.
He's got a special name. I don't know what it is.
Smog monster?
Yeah, that guy. That
Hedorah?
Hedorah, I think is how you say it.
Hedorah?
I think that's who people think are going to be in it.
Oh, okay, maybe I guess.
I don't know.
So obviously there's not like a ton going on here.
Yeah.
But I just thought it looked cool, and I just was like wondering, I guess, what your thoughts.
Does that have a date?
Yeah,
November?
November 6th.
Oh,
Yeah.
this year, nice. I mean, I like -1 a lot.
Yeah.
It's also like it's like one of the like 3 Godzilla movies I've seen. So
Gotcha.
I don't know.
It's interesting. Like I don't know exactly what's happening here. Maybe this is like Blast Breath charging up.
I
but,
do
like-
think that's
Or do you think this is the smog monster that we're seeing real close up or something? Or
what color was his breath?
I thought it was blue
Is it blue?
or white.
Is it what's the one? The other more recent one. The other more recent Godzilla movie.
Godzilla versus King Kong?
No.
King of Monsters or whatever? Or...
No. Shin Godzilla?
Oh, Shin Godzilla.
Does Shin have the purple breath? 'Cause I feel like
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's why I was like, I don't think so. But if
Yeah.
it's Shin, then I don't know. I assume it's like his breath charging, or maybe happening behind some clouds, behind the monster. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then I don't know why we have the sun blinding us here.
Yeah. I think that it just like the image, it just like looks so good. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it looks like they did, like maybe they did it again, like with their special effects. Like this,
They nailed it.
yeah, like the VFX were so good in the first one with the budget they had.
I'm surprised that this movie is getting a sequel, or that movie's getting a sequel.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know. I know there's been a lot of Godzilla movies, and a lot of them are standalones. A lot of them are full stories. But like, I just didn't see this one as one that was getting a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it wrapped up relatively pretty good. I thought it wrapped up well. I don't know. I'm knocking it down.
I mean, I just like the poster. I guess I just want to show you that.
The poster was cool. I haven't seen the poster. Yeah, I just saw the G minus 0, 0.0. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, interesting.
And people were like, "Oh, if you look at this, it looks like." Did we look up on this one?
No.
Oh,
No. Just go here and then.
yeah. I think people were like, if you look at the outline of the G here, you can see the image of this guy. But I don't know what they're looking at.
This guy's a blob.
Yeah, I don't know what we're looking at.
Okay.
But that's why I was saying that.
Gotcha.
I don't know if like Godzilla to actually know about that.
Yeah.
It does look cool, and I'm excited for that,
Yeah.
which is weird because I don't think I've ever actually been excited for a Godzilla movie before.
Yeah.
Just 'cause I'm not a huge Godzilla fan.
Same. But I like the reason I liked it is because like of the themes, I guess, like the nuclear war or nuclear testing made to Godzilla, right? And then like the effect of war to a greater extent on like the characters and stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like the general gist behind Godzilla, though, right? Like,
yeah, it is. But like he kind of became more of like just a big scary monster. Blah, blah, blah.
That's true. I mean, that's why we got like Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah.
Like,
the last thing that I just wanted to acknowledge like Rob Reiner's death, and because he died between when we did the last episode,
this one, yeah.
And just wondered like if you had any thoughts about like him, like as a filmmaker. I don't know if you know the movies he did at all.
I'm sure I know some of the movies he's done.
Yeah.
But honestly, when I saw that he died, like I couldn't put a face to the name. I couldn't think of any of the movies he's done or anything like that. But I obviously have seen him and stuff because like you were talking to me just today that he's like in The Bear for a little bit.
Yeah. He's done some acting roles.
Yeah. So I definitely know his face
now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know he did like directing. I think he did like the only one I think I know is like When Harry Met Sally or something like that.
Yeah, he did When Harry Met Sally, Princess Bride.
Okay.
Stand By Me. He did Misery, which is another Stephen King adaptation.
I'll look that one up real quick. Keep going. I'm listening.
And then he did A Few Good Men.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Yeah. But I've heard it be said that he has one of the best runs of all time, like by a director, like the best like consecutive runs of a movie. Just because like if we look at his filmography.
Go to like IMDb or
yeah, let's go to Wikipedia real quick and then we'll look at
Wikipedia. Sorry.
Filmography. Okay, so he did This Is Spinal Tap, which also has a good reputation.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's a mockumentary about like a fake band, basically.
Okay.
So, but Stand By Me, then he did Princess Bride, Harry Met Sally, Misery, and A Few Good Men.
Right.
And so people think this is one of the best like runs over
of a director?
Of several movies in a row that were like all great movies, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, the ones I've seen, those are all fantastic.
Yeah.
So I've seen Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, and Stand By Me. I don't know why I did it in that order.
Oh, gotcha. I haven't, same. Those are the ones I've seen.
Okay.
Whoa. I haven't seen Misery or A Few Good Men, but I've heard good things about them.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing about This Is Spinal Tap, but anyways, I guess I just want to give him a little bit
Just
of a
some
spot
kind of
here.
acknowledgement,
where you could like acknowledge him and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, he's obviously impacted a lot of people's lives. And I guess he was a part of mine. I didn't know that though. Like I just didn't.
Yeah, I mean, Princess Bride is pretty iconic.
Yeah. I mean, we watched that a decent amount as a kid.
Yeah.
As kids, we weren't one kid.
Yeah. I guess that's all I had. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so. I don't think I did anything else.
All right. So, cool. Well,
it's been real.